2 months ago, my buddy Steve invited me out to his property to check out where he was thinking about building a little moto track. This happened to be where a big landslide or mudslide or some kind of slide happened, I believe in the 40s, and it's, according to Steve, the largest slide, I don't know what it was, hole in Florida. So we had gone out and we were kind of bushwhacking and jumping over logs and messing around and just kind of, following him through what his idea for where he wanted to put this moto track was. It's a fun day out. It was beautiful, and I looked forward to going back. And so this would be 2 months later, after all the holidays and Christmas and whatnot. Steve invited me to come back out to his property, and he had been doing a little work with his tractor. So I got on the bike and just kind of warmed up and did some laps while Steve took off on his tractor and continued to grind away at where the track was going to be. So we got this big winter storm coming. It was a little misty, it's overcast, but it wasn't cold yet, and the dirt was actually pretty nice. So Steve had been working through the whole area that we had ridden with his box blade, and he has a little lift on the front, and he was just kind of cleaning up some of the corners. I guess where he was dragging the blade, it would kind of pile up some dirt. So he was going through and smoothing those out and moving them in. And our goal was to kind of get the grass layer off and make it wide enough where 2 or more bikes could kind of ride side by side. And while Steve was working on the tractor, I was just kind of farting around and checking out anything I could do to kind of start rutting things in. And so, I think this thing is coming along quite a bit for the amount of time that Steve's put into this, and I look forward to coming out here and riding some more. And this particular section is where last time we had kind of gone up into the woods and cut through some logs, but there's like these drainage areas or little ditches, which makes it for a fun little run up this hill. I actually lost my phone last time, and that little pocket where a tree had been fell down into a hole, and we were calling it, and my phone was ringing. So Steve worked for about an hour on the tractor, and then he went and put it up, and then it was time to do some laps. So I have this new little hover drone, Hover Pro, I believe is what it's called. And so I've done a little bit with it on my mountain bike, and so I thought it'd be fun to see if it could actually follow me on the motorcycle. I was pretty skeptical because there were a lot of low-hanging branches, and I also felt like it has like a cycling mode, and it did do pretty well on my mountain bike, but I felt like the motorcycle was probably going to be a little too fast. But I was really surprised. It actually hung on really, really well and weaved in and out of the trees. And so this is the hover drone following me, and then I've got my GoPro on the chin of my helmet as well, so you can see that up in the right hand corner. I just kind of took it slow on this lap. Like I said, I really did not expect this little drone to make it, but I could kind of hear it through my helmet, and so as I was kind of creeping along, and I could continue to hear it, it gave me a little bit more confidence. I did lose it going up to this hill, testing it before Steve and I started riding it, and I think it either whacked a stick or got a little too tight right here, so I didn't think it would make it. But I turned around, and it was still behind us, and I was like, cool, this is gonna work out great. And so I started to pick up the speed a little bit through there, and it stuck right with me. But I really like the angle. It's pretty cool to see, not only the POV from the GoPro, but also just that kind of follow cam perspective. And so I've been really impressed with this little drone. I saw some of the YouTubers doing videos about it, and I had a friend, James, who got one, and he was doing some pretty fast downhill riding out in California, but I really didn't expect that it could keep up on the motorcycle. Now, granted, I'm not doing 100 miles an hour, but I thought 28 was the max. So, you know, in this kind of like pit track that we're trying to rut in here, we're not getting up to those kind of speeds, and we have gotten most of the branches and stuff like that out of the way. But I really like the way the track's starting to come together, and the box blade work that Steve did on the tractor, like you can see coming through this area, is, you know, we've only put tires on it a handful of laps, but it's already starting to kind of rut into some of the places. So I think if we get a little more rain and we're able to come out and ride a few more times, this thing should start looking pretty good. So I think Steve's plan is to actually build out the track, let it rut in for a while, and then slowly start to maybe put some bigger berms and maybe a couple of jumps and things like that. But for now, we'll just keep rutting it in and having a good time. So I hope you enjoyed the video. It's a little bit of kind of an experiment of the drone, a little bit of an update on the work that Steve's doing on his track, and a little fun riding the bike around. I'm not a great moto guy. I still have a lot to learn, but I certainly am starting to enjoy it. And you know, before I hurt my hand this year or last year, I actually bought a 250, and I didn't really get a chance to ride it. I decided that you know, I couldn't kind of stand seeing the bike in the garage while I did the recovery with the hand and surgery, so I got rid of it. But now it's been, you know, about 9 months. I've had a lot of success with my hand after the surgery, and I've been riding the 140 more and more. So I think I'm ready to step up to probably a 250 or a 230. And you know, as this track comes together, this will be a great place to be able to come out and ride, and I'm really looking forward to doing more trail riding and maybe some overnight adventure riding is what I really hope to be able to do in the future. So I think the little hover drone will definitely be something that I'll carry with me in the future, especially now that I know it can follow me on the motorcycle. So I got one more little clip of just a POV of us right before the end. It did actually start to rain, and then I thought it was going to rain quite a bit, and so we haul-tailed it out of there. But enjoy the video, and I'll post another one next time there's an update to the track. Talk to you soon. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro start recording.